Hi, my name is Bradley Freeman. I'm one of the hosts for FEV TV, and we're here at Blackdog Studios in Rochester, New York, continuing the series, the Blackdog Sessions. Every week, we'll be interviewing artists locally and from all over the globe, with the goal of showcasing the depth of the talent pool passing through the embedded Rochester area. This week, we have Amanda Ashley with us. After a short interview, she will be giving us a short in-studio performance. Now let's take you on the journey into the creative world of Amanda Ashley. Originally from Long Island, New York, she's been performing as a solo act since the age of 16 and has performed it weekly in the local Rochester, New York music scene. She's also voted by the city's paper as one of the best new artists to come out of Rochester. Ladies and gentlemen, my friend, Amanda Ashley.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how you doing today?
Thanks for the intro.
Yeah. So you're in the works of recording a new album. Mm-hmm. What can you tell us about that?
I feel that this album is really a good representation of where I'm at currently, songwriting-wise. I'm actually overdue for an album. I just got back from touring not too long ago, so I was focusing a lot of my energy, time, and money into planning for that effectively. So this kind of got put on the back burner, and in the meantime, I've written new songs. So it's either going to be a two-parter or I'm going to release, right now my plan is to release an EP first and then have an album to follow up with that, because I have about 25 songs that I'm just ready to blast out there. So I'm really proud of it. I just feel it's my best work up to date.
Mm-hmm. So. Is it all pop songs pretty much? Or?
No, I'd say some of it is. It's basically my roots, which is, jazz. Some of it's a little cabaret-ish, it's jazzy, but yeah, a lot of there's soul and, singer-songwriter.
So a lot of these songs, are they already created before going into the studio, or is it?
Oh yeah, they've been ready. Like I say, I kind of write as I go, so... whatever. I kind of know when it's a good song, when I want to put it out there, when I want to record it, and when it's probably not one of my best. But I've been writing pretty solid songs lately, and I'm on a roll. So as long as they keep coming, I'm going to keep recording.
Yeah. So where would you say, your best songwriting area is? Where do you feel most creative?
Genre-wise?
No, just because you say you've been on the roll writing songs, where would you say?
Oh, yeah.
Where's your spot? Where's your ideal spot?
I don't, it's not, it doesn't come down to a spot as much as it comes down to just where the inspiration is driven from. So for me, a lot of my songs are pretty personal. I'm trying to write more, what makes this album different from, I say, the last one I did is, even though it's still personal, I'd say it tells more of a story. There's more of a storyline behind the emotion, as opposed to just, I'm angry, I'm sad, I'm happy, So I think that's what makes this exciting for me.
Is there concepts too, actually?
Or? To the entire album?
Yeah.
I'm going to title it Metamorphosis, which is one of my songs. But I guess just to show, the title's coming from, just to show the growth. Yeah. And, kind of where I started from and how I've kind of blossomed into what I think is more of the most creative I've ever been.
So you also just got off a month-long summer tour, about a month, right?
Yes.
And you traveled everywhere from D.C. to Tennessee.
Yes, I did.
How was it?
It was amazing. Yeah, there's no other word to describe it. Just to get away and to experience different people, different music scenes, and to really capture a crowd that is not from my home base. It's pretty powerful, and you learn a lot. And this was really kind of a personal adventure for me, too. I did it completely by myself, and I took a lot of risks. So it was really empowering in a way, and I learned a lot. Mm-hmm. I really did.
Did you like the tour life then?
Yeah, part of.
Wow, I don't want this to end yet.
Yeah, very much so. It went very quickly, but literally, I was working all the time, so it's fun work naturally. But it got a little tiresome up until I hit Memphis and Nashville because I was driving about, 4 or 5 hours a day, performing for 3, setting up for, probably a total of, an hour and 10 minutes, set up breakdown. So it was a lot. And then I was trying to make the most out of every night that I was out. So I was like trying to like force myself to stay awake and to, take in as much as I could.
Yeah. Was there what was like the best moments, would you say, in the tour?
Oh, man.
Best shows, worst shows, everything?
My best show. I wouldn't say I had a bad show, but I really felt like what I set out to do was to perform my best and take all the hard work that I invested in the past few years playing professionally and to like just balls to the wall, like go out there and be like, this is me, this is who I am, this is my music. And I felt like I really did that. And I feel very good about that. I wouldn't say I had a bad show. My shows that were lighter on the crowds, I don't really want to say where they were because I don't want to put them down. They were beautiful places, and it wasn't a negative experience, but, I was playing on random nights too. So, for a Sunday night and a Wednesday night, I couldn't really expect too much more. My best show, I want to say, probably was one of my shows in Memphis. I just felt like the people out there really were very receptive to my sound, what I was doing, and I just met a lot of really beautiful people out there in general. So I felt really good about my shows there, but also in Nashville, I did a songwriters night, and that was really cool because it was the first time. It was a little nerve-wracking at first because it was the first time where people are evaluating you as a lyricist, but as a composer and for all components as a songwriter. And, a lot of the times people zone into certain things. So it was kind of interesting, and I felt like when I got that applause and I received their, yeah, we like this. Yeah. That was really just
feedback was right.
Yeah, it was really a good feeling for me.
That's good.
Yeah.
So I feel like for as long as I've known you, you've always been kind of like business orientated. You always seem. Did you grow up with that kind of, or
I
just learned it over the years?
I think a lot of who I am and what I've turned out to be, I never really ever thought I'd become a businesswoman. But I wouldn't say I was surrounded by business. I come from a family of very hard workers, and that's just kind of instilled in the Rodriguez clan. So my father, my mother, both always kind of hustled, and they were hard workers. And I think a lot of my personality comes from my mother. She's very outgoing, very people-pleasing. So luckily, I was able to take that in. And, when you're making connections with people on a regular basis, that, definitely works in your favor. And I'm not being somebody I'm not, I'm being who I am. And it just happens to work well with the business I'm in. Really, my business mindset just came from the fact that I just wanted to play music, and if nobody else was going to take me under their wing, then I had to do it for myself. And I am very anxious and very driven, and when I want something, I just work for it till I get it. So that's just kind of who I am, and who I've developed into becoming over time.
I noticed that not only you make moves for yourself, you also help a lot of local musicians as well through local visionaries.
Yeah.
You do open mics every week. You do performances like Fresh Squeeze.
Yeah.
How do you do it? How do you do all that? I guess the question is why, too.
Why? The reason why I do it is because I just want to be around other people like me, So if I could create a creative avenue where people feel like they could be embraced musically for who they are, and be in an environment that's comfortable for them, it just creates a positive atmosphere all around. And I think our music scene is really phenomenal. There's so much diverse talent out here, and a lot of it goes unseen, And I think for Rochester being kind of a conservative city, it's time that these people open their eyes and realize what's around them, you know. And I've traveled a lot, and I've played in, you know, New York City. I've done open mics in Boston. I played in, you know, Miami. It's just, you know, I always go to these cities expecting to be blown away by the talent, and I honestly haven't really been blown away, you know. So it's like and it all comes back to being here and realizing that, wow, I even, as much as I'm putting myself out there and surrounding myself with all these amazing people, you know, even I'm taking them for granted. So it's kind of my way of opening with whatever little leverage I have, you know, to take the opportunities that were created for me and to kind of share it with other people and create a positive vibe for just everybody in the community to creatively flourish, you know. And in the end, it all comes back, you know, like it's one love, you know.
You're almost like the Rochester like godmother of the music.
I guess maybe go what you want, but
you know who to go to.
You know, in the end, if I'm going to be living in Rochester for the rest of my life, it better be a cool place to live, you know? And that's just what I want to, you know, that's what I want for the scene. I think the scene deserves it, and so do the people. Yeah.
Well, thank you for sitting down with us.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, that was Amanda Ashley.
The song's called Normal.
Internally, I'm conflicted, trying to mend a slow burn brain. I lost into tomorrow, many paths I learned to follow, distorted identity. Have the days become shorter, time swept beneath my feet, and suddenly I'm older and I've lost what's important. I barely recognize me. Will there ever come a day I won't have to explain? I gotta do what's right for me, 'cause there are no guarantees in life, it seems. And there's no time left to waste. They are horizontal, side by side, but I skip along. The Choctaws are supermarket aisles because they make me feel normal. Oh, they make me feel normal. And their eyes become lit with curiosity. They're trying to understand me, but I don't understand me. I'm lost within my dreams. Will there ever come a day I won't have to explain? I gotta do what's right for me, 'cause there are no guarantees in life, it seems. And there's no time left to waste. They are horizontal, side by side, but I skip along. The Choctaws are supermarket aisles because they make me feel normal. Oh, they make me feel normal. Like them, I'll never be. A little strange maybe, but it's more fun than being normal. The Choctaws are supermarket aisles because they make me feel normal. Oh, the checker towels are supermarket ads because they make me feel normal. Oh, they make me feel normal.
This song's called Tell Me a Lie.
So much we need from one another. Where do we begin? We begin. I just want someone who loves me for all I am, who I am. For one alternative, is it for this? Just tell me a lie, just tell me a lie. That I could handle, that I could stand. Just tell me a lie, just tell me a lie. Space between unoccupied. You go to your corner, I go to mine. With no goodnight, I shut the light and I roll over into my side and silently begin to cry till I can cry no more. For one alternative, is it for this? Just tell me a lie, just tell me a lie. Cause that I could handle, that I could stand. Just tell me a lie, just tell me a lie. I'm not ready to let you go. Say goodbye. I'm not ready to let you go. But you made up your mind. I'm not ready to let you go. I'm not ready to say goodbye. I'm not ready to let you go. But you made up your mind. Cause it's real can handle, real can stand. Just say it's a lie, just say it's a lie. And I'm a mistake that you had made, the mistake of your life, and that's the truth. And that's the truth. That's the truth. And that's the truth. Oh, 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 oh. And that's the truth. Oh, 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 oh. And that's the truth.
Here at Blackdog Studios, we have Blackdog Sessions, 4 questions that we ask everyone that comes on the show. And our first question is, what's your earliest music memory?
My earliest music memory probably would be my 6th birthday. My father took me to directly, he would take me on the weekends out on errands with him. And it was my birthday. He's like, come with me. And I was like, okay. He's like, we're going to go to Caldor's, which was like a department store in Long Island. And I went with him, and he drove me to a music store and took me for my first piano lesson. And for years prior to that, I was I started showing interest in piano around 4 with my old former babysitter. She had a piano, and I'd always go there and like la 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 and banging on the keys. And she had told my parents, maybe you should take Amanda for, get her a piano and maybe give her piano lessons. And they thought I was too young. So they held out till I was 6, and that's probably my first memory because I was so excited. Just like, that's all I ever wanted was to play piano.
Do you remember the first song you learned?
First song? Oh, God, I have no idea, but I'm sure it was like Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star or something of that nature.
So if you had a dream band of anyone you could play with, who'd you pick?
Anybody? Oh, wow. I would really like to jam out with Alicia Keys and Fiona Apple someday. Billy Joel, I don't know, like I guess it's not really a dream band, but because they all play the same instrument. But I would have bass player, drums. I'd have gospel singers behind me. I'd like to have a lot more orchestration. Whenever I write music, I hear cello, violin, I hear upright bass. So I play violin. I played violin for many years as well. So I always naturally hear strings. So for my dream band, I don't know exactly who that would be comprised of, but I know I would want those things in it.
So a nice big sound, pretty much.
Yeah, just to hear like hear my full composition come to life,
Do you ever compose too?
I do. I write some instrumental stuff on the side. I like to get into writing some soundtracks in the future and doing more with that and taking that avenue. But I definitely always hear, this new keyboard. I got a new keyboard today. I'm like very elated about it. So, having that will help me make more compositions.
My last question for the Blackdog Sessions 4 questions is, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years, I see myself probably doing more studio work, recording. Right now, I'm trying to record as much as I can with as many different artists. So whether it's on a smaller scale, larger scale, I'd like to see myself more. I see myself doing more on the business end of things, working with other artists and composing and co-writing with other people. This song's called Trapeze.
Sometimes it feels like I am screaming and screaming unmute, and you're just standing there watching as my mouth moves, trying to find the words to say what we all know, both know is the truth, trying to find a reason not to give up on you. Give me reason to believe that I'm running circles and I can't breathe again. I'm tangled in your web, I'm suffocating, I'm running circles. I'm trying to pronounce my words so that you hear me loud and clear. But you pick and choose, denial's always been your friend throughout the years. Trying to find the words to say that I need something more, not material. Trying to find a will and strength to pull your weight, won't pull it anymore. Give me reason to believe just wanna swing high above an A, high above an A. Strawberries, oh baby, I just wanna swing high above an A, high above an A. Strawberries, give me reason to believe that I'm running circles. Give me reason to believe that I'm running circles. I'm running circles. I'm running circles. I'm running circles.
This is Bradley Freeman from Blackdog Sessions, and we're signing off with Amanda Ashley.